Good morning, gang. No soup today. I just wanted to say thanks everybody for the wonderful reception you gave Mrs. Pinball yesterday on the video. She came downstairs yesterday morning just beaming with a smile on her face from all the nice comments that you guys made and everything like that. So hopefully we will make that a semi-regular type thing and let her share some old world recipes with y'all, everything as we kind of go along. So she's got a couple more good ideas. She's I want to do this one next. So I think we might actually have her doing it occasionally. So thanks everybody for that. That really touched me a lot, and some of your stories were really nice to see too. But that's why I love this doing this with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Feel like a big old family together. So, everybody ready for some cold weather? It's not like y'all up in the Northeast or the upper Midwest aren't used to cold and snow. But as everybody probably knows, this week it's going to get real cold. It's supposed to be 8 degrees here in Tennessee this coming weekend. So, where it gets real interesting, like I said, now is further down south, even south of me. Okay, I'm on that snow ice line. But even down into mid-Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, could be getting sleet. Even down Dallas-Fort Worth and northern Louisiana, it's going to be below freezing. Out west, yeah, you guys are going to have below normal temperatures too and a ton of rain. So welcome to the grand solar minimum. But I know you guys didn't come here for a weather forecast this morning. So, after me losing power for 9 hours on Sunday, I thought this might be a good time to bring up some things that I bet you haven't thought about recently or ever. Okay. Big storms usually mean power outages, especially when your area has mostly overhead power lines. Tree snaps over the power line and poof, you're in the dark. Okay. And sure, linemen are going to be working overtime this week, but when it gets bitter cold, say 40 below wind chill like it's supposed to be in the upper Midwest, they're going to be moving a whole lot slower. So let's talk about some of the things that you should be thinking about or doing if they apply to you, okay? And unless you're in Florida, South Texas, or the desert, they apply, okay? Number one, your power, okay? And sure, I bet a lot of you are saying, yep, no worries, I got a generator. Yep, me too. Okay. Here's a question for you, though, and I thought about this on Sunday. When was the last time you checked the oil in your generator? Is it full? Is it old? Do you have more oil in your preps? Okay. Do you even know what kind of oil your generator uses? Okay. I'm going to assume you have gasoline ready for your generator. If you don't, why do you even have a generator? Okay. But we all know a car is useless if you run it without oil or gasoline. Guess what? Same thing with your generator. No oil, no gas, no power. Okay. While you're at it, running to the store and going, oh my God, I've got to go get oil for the generator. I haven't changed it in 3 years. Make sure you get a full tank of gas in your car this week, just in case of emergency. No power for you means no power at the gas station, too. Okay. Next one, heat. Yeah, like I said, it's supposed to hit record cold in spots later this week. If the power goes out, do you have what you need to potentially heat your house for days? Okay, like I said, who knows how fast the linemen are going to be working in frigid temperatures. Now, there are many ways to heat the house. Some have a fireplace or a wood stove. Do you have enough dry wood for it? It's been raining and snowing all over the country lately. Is your wood wet? Okay. Might be time to go invest in a tarp. Okay. Do you have a propane or butane heater? Do you have fuel enough to last you for days? Depending on where you are, it could be for days. I remember the Halloween ice storm in Massachusetts about 10 years ago when I was living up there. We were without power for 5 days, and some people longer. I remember I had to drive half an hour just to go to a Dunkin' Donuts to get a cup of coffee. Up in the Northeast, you have either electric heat or oil heat. 5 days in below freezing temperatures outside, you're going to get cold inside. Okay. So, think about what your backup plan is for your heat. Water. Okay. So I'm guessing we've all stored enough water, so there's no biggie there. But there is a bigger water issue, and I want to talk about that as it goes more toward the people down south who aren't used to this, okay? Especially those people in manufactured homes or mobile homes that are raised, up on piers or anything of the sort. When the wind whips up underneath your home, are your pipes insulated? When was the last time you checked? Okay. Mice love to eat the insulation and tear it up for nests. If it gets below freezing, the last thing you want is your pipes to freeze, not only because you're without water, but the cost to fix it is expensive. Okay. You may also want to fill up a few buckets earlier this week with water to use to flush the toilet or wash dishes and wash your hands just in case your city water goes out or your well pump isn't working due to a power outage. Okay. I mean, that's, water's not the only, or electricity's not the only thing that can go out and something like that. Number 4, communication. Now, when the power went out for us on Sunday, lucky us, our cell phone service also went out at the same time. Kind of weird. Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you have some alternate way to get help if you need it? Okay. Running to a neighbor is not an option because obviously their phones are out too. Okay. You might want to have a 40-channel CB. Okay. And I say this, I know we've talked about communications. People ask about ham radios and stuff like that. Ham radio, okay, fine. But, if I've got an emergency, getting a hold of somebody halfway across the country doesn't do me any good. I need to get a hold of an ambulance, a fire truck, a cop now, okay? So maybe get a 40-channel handheld CB that you can use for emergencies. Okay? They're not that expensive. They're under $100, okay? I mean, and sure, talking on them can be fun, channel 19, breaker 19, all this, but in an emergency, it may be your only communication. Channel 9 on the CB is the emergency channel, and it is monitored by law enforcement. So if someone gets hurt and you need an ambulance, or if there is a fire or whatever, okay, you at least have a way to summon help. That one, long-term deal. I mean, having communication, never a bad idea, but, one to think about when you get weather like this. All right, number 5, food. Okay, this one probably sounds silly as we're preppers. But as well as I do, the food stores are going to be mobbed later this week as weather comes in and people panic buy. If there's anything you need in your normal groceries, go grab it today, okay, before the weather comes. And because we know there's going to be shortages. Always is. Milk, bread, fresh vegetables, that sort of stuff. The perishables that you may be low on. Go make a quick stop and get whatever you might need for a week. It's probably silly for me to mention this one because of who we are, but I'm sure we have people who are new to prepping and may not be as stocked as some of the others on the channel here. So, just kind of a reminder for them too, because we do welcome everybody here. Anyway, a reminder is never a bad thing. And yes, we are going to the store this afternoon to fill in a couple of things, even though we just went grocery shopping a couple of days ago, but can already use a gallon of milk, so got to pick up some prescriptions and that sort of stuff. So yeah, make the trip into the store and like many other things, multitask while we're there. So that's what I got, guys. We all prepare for a total collapse or a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion. All right, just kidding. But it's the smaller crises we should always use as practice and to seek out where the holes in our preparedness is. We all have them. I mean, I still know mine are, mine are in power and heat, but use this bad week's weather to take a chance to take a good look at some of your shortcomings, okay? It's also a great time to use the week as a teaching opportunity for your kids, your grandkids, your friends. Just a simple question like, power goes out for the rest of the week, what are you going to do? And that might be all it takes to get them to open their eyes a bit and see what you've seen for a long time. Just remember, when the rest of the world is freaking out over the little stuff and we're comfortably watching from the cheap seats, we can just think to ourselves, if this is how they act in a snowstorm, what are they going to do in a real disaster? Learn from that and take solace in the fact that you won't be one of the ones freaking out when the rest of the world loses its mind because you had the foresight to prep. And that's what I got for today, guys. So have a real good Tuesday. Take care. Pinball out.